everybody, this is Sherry at djsundry.blogspot.com, and today I wanted to show you my husband's birthday card. Now, I'm not actually making the birthday card with you because I was in a pretty big hurry and didn't have time to make it on camera. So I've made it. I'm going to show you what I used. I'm going to give you the dimensions as best as I can and then show you the finished project. So I used my archival ink. Now, to start the project, I had to find a paper pad that I wanted. I didn't really have time to look through my Cricut cartridges and find a Cricut cartridge and everything. So I just went to my 6x6 pads. They are my go-to quick card fix because they all coordinate with each other and they're awesome. So I pulled out Life of the Party from Basic Grey. Now, you may be wondering why I have it in this bag. This is why. I have two different smaller baskets, one that I store 4x6 pads in, and then one that I store my 6x6 and 8x8 pads in. Well, I decided several months ago that I didn't, or a couple months ago, that I didn't want to keep throwing my scraps in my scrap pile when it coordinated with one of these. And so what I've done is every time I have some scraps, when I start a pad of paper that I haven't used before, when I have the scraps, I slide it into one of these quart bags with the pad of paper so that it's all there, so that when I'm ready to do another card, I've got the pieces there. Now, in the case of this one, you see I have some extra stuff back here. I have some epoxy stickers and some rub-ons and some woolies. These are things that I got. I think it came as a variety pack from Scrapbook Stills or something inexpensive somewhere. Maybe they were on clearance somewhere, I don't know. But there was room in the quart-sized bag to put all of the embellishments that go with the paper pad. So for this project, I'm using the paper pad, and I'll show you the papers from it, and I'm using the woolies. I am also using this baker's twine that I picked up at my local scrapbooking store, and I don't know what company it's from. I just know that I picked up a few yards. I think I paid 6 cents a yard for it or something like that, and I picked it up in a few colors, and it matches really well with the Life of the Party set. And then after I chose my papers, then I needed to find a card base. Now, because this card is for my husband, whose birthday was actually last month, but I'm just showing this card well after his birthday, because I'm making it for my husband and it doesn't have to be mailed, I didn't have to worry about dimension, and I didn't have to worry about how thick the embellishments are. Now, if you're new to card making, or even if you're not, let me remind you that postage just went up last week. Well, I'm saying last week because it was the couple weeks, it was in January. By the time you see this video, it will have been a few weeks ago. So you don't want to be adding a lot of extra size and expense to your cards, but also be careful about your embellishments. If you're going to be doing a lot of embellishments, you might want to go the padded envelope or a dimensional envelope. I recently found out one of my cards, when the recipient received it, had quite a few broken pieces on it because it was just, and I had protected it, but I hadn't put it in a padded envelope and I hadn't protected it enough. One YouTuber left a comment and said that they sometimes cut a small piece of bubble wrap and insert that between the embellishments and the envelope wall, and that's another good idea. Just do something to add to protect your creation. Nobody wants to find out that the person that they loved and that they wanted to send something special to ended up seeing it in its broken state. So let me show you the card. This blue is Coordinations, and I chose that because it coordinated well with the paper that I had. So I cut it at 6 inches by 12 inches, and I scored it at 6 inches to form a 6x6 card. Now on the front, these are the papers from the paper pack. I have this orange that's kind of like a barnwood. This is a pretty busy card, but this orange is like a barnwood, and I have this polka dot and this plaid. So I took my plaid 6x6 sheet and I cut that down to 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 and just glued it down with my ATG gun just straight on the card. And then I made these banners out of the other two pieces of paper. Now the orange piece was cut at 3 by 5, and then the next one was cut at 2 3/4 by 4 3/4, and then I trimmed it out to make a banner. I'm not going to go into detail about that right now, but it's just a quick, easy little hand trim banner's done. And then I took these woolies from the same collection, and they're stickers, so I put them down on my banner, and then I slipped underneath each of them a piece of that twine. So I've got some red and some green and some blue, and then I tied it all together with a bow, like you were holding a strand of balloons. And so very simple. I bet the whole card from the time I thought of the idea till the time I was done probably didn't take me 20 minutes, and that was coming up with the idea and picking the papers and everything. Maybe a half hour. So then I took the archival ink and a birthday stamp that I have, and I don't know where I got this. I believe it's TPC Studios, but I'm not sure. But I stamped that on a piece of the scrap. You notice it's the same width because I didn't want to use, I needed some more of that orange paper on the inside of the card because it's a dark card base and I need something to write on. So I didn't want to waste any of it, so I just clipped off a part that would be too wide for my card, and then I stamped it, and then I just adhered it down. So that's the outside. Now moving to the inside, I took the same scraps, and this you can see the paper a little bit better. This was the piece that I had left of the orange, and so then I just chose a couple pieces, or I trimmed out my extra from the polka dot paper and trimmed it out to kind of make a border. Now I have plenty of room here to write my message to my husband. Sizes on those, pretty rough. They were 5 1/4 inches wide, was about the width, but then I went back in and trimmed it down, I think just a tad bit. I'm not sure, because I didn't have enough width to make it any wider, so I ended up trimming it out a little bit. And then these pieces were, about 1 1/4 inch, 1.5 inches, something like that each, and I just adhered them together. So there we have a very quick but yet pretty fun card for my husband. So thanks so much for stopping by today, and remember to take some time to enjoy the little things. Have a great day. Bye.